Good evening, everyone. My name is Ebony Copeland, and today I will basically go over my 1 hour lesson that I will be presenting to the third grade social skills / leadership class. As I mentioned, this my learning audience, they're in the third grade. It consists of 11 participants, some of which are half boys, half girls, and one of the participants are actually she's struggling with her gender identity. So basically, this class is geared towards helping children in the social world with things that they face in everyday life to help equip them to become more effective with socializing and becoming a leader in their environment. This social skills class is held in Essex County at a public school. Basically, the class is in an urban area, so the status quo is both low and middle class families. So the children, some of them suffer for things such as poverty or expressing themselves. Some of them struggle with cognitive development, but nothing severe. They are all capable of expressing themselves and knowing what they want and how to act. They just need a little bit of a push to do so. So that's my job, to come in and kind of give them a little bit of redirection and show them a different way. So what I will need various tools such as pen, paper. I will use a few quick 2 to 3 minute videos. So therefore, I will need technology. I need to make sure that we have internet. The participants are going to need Chromebooks. I'm going to need to have basically a clear view of my lesson broken down into increments so that I can stay on time and on task so that we do not go over. I will also allow myself to have an additional 5 to 10 minutes just for things such as conversations that may take a little longer than expected, or if participants have any questions or difficulties with actually coming up with what they need to do. So basically, I broke this 1 hour lesson down into about 4 different components. What I'm going to use is I'm going to use the behaviorism aspect, which basically states that all behavior, despite of what they previously learned, can basically be modified into what you want the behavior to be. This can be done by using things such as token boards, reinforcement, praise, and basically by using these things, you can basically mold whatever behavior was once learned, which will be my learners acting negatively to peers in a social environment, and basically with me being able to give them positive feedback using reinforcement, using a token board, and things of that nature. My goal is to obtain the desired behavior, which will be for participants to open up their ears and look at socializing with their peers from a different perspective. I will also use the social learning theory, which basically also states that behavior can be observed by others and can be transformed also, just like the behaviorism theory, to what you would like the behavior to become, because they will learn through different things such as their environment to let them see a different view and work with their peers on a different level to obtain what I'm actually looking for. So basically, I'm going to describe one of the activities that I have, which is basically a skit that I would like the participants to basically display for the class. And during this skit, each group, which will be broken down into 3 small groups with the 11 participants, will pick a skit out of the hat that they will perform, which might be bullying, which might be making new friends, expressing themselves, or leadership. They're going to actually pick a topic out of the hat, and the goal will be for them to come together with their peers and to basically come up with a 30 to 2 minute, 30-second to 2-minute skit that will basically describe two things. The first skit, they're going to show how this can be acted out in a negative way. So if it's bullying, they can show what they'll, like how they'll act if they're bullying or peer pressure or whatever they choose out the hat. And then the second half of the skit that each group will basically demonstrate will be how they can act in a positive manner. Now I'm going to do two different types of assessments during this skit. And basically, I am going to assess them before we even start the conversation, the knowledge. The first class, like first 5 minutes of the class, I'm going to ask them anonymously a few questions about how do they view bullying, how do they view peer pressure, how do they view expressing themselves, how do they view things of that nature. And then after we have open discussion with the entire class, I'm going to also revisit this and have them assess again and see, now that we completed what we had on the agenda, do they view it differently? So they're going to be asked the same set of questions they were asked when they were first, prior to being introduced to the lesson. And then I'm going to ask them the same set of questions at the end of the lesson to see if the answers change. I want this to be anonymous because I don't want the learners to feel pressured to say a certain answer that they may think, oh, well, if Miss Ebony, if we say this, we may, she may view us differently. I want this to be anonymous so that at the end, I can basically go back and gather and review it, the formative assessment, and see exactly where I see progress in what areas and what I can change and modify the next time I decide to teach this lesson. There may be a few difficulties, such as participants may give me pushback. They may, being as though we're in an urban area, some learners aren't exposed to certain things that I'm trying to teach them. So I may have a few, what we will call, that they call the class clowns, that may say something negatively during the lesson just for attention, to get reinforcement from their peers, such as a laughter or something of that nature. Some of the learners may not actually understand exactly what I'm trying to teach them. So I may get some pushback that I might have to modify it down. For certain learners that may not really understand certain things that I'm trying to teach, I might have to go over there and give that group or that learner a little bit more extra support. Moreover, my main goal is to basically just get together and with the learners and let them know that although I am the teacher, I am not here to judge or ridicule them. I'm here to actually help teach them life lessons that they undergo every day in the real world, and explain to them that life is challenging, but with a little bit of help and a little bit of support from your teachers or even your peers, you can basically obtain your ultimate goal. So, of course, there will be pushback. Some of the learners may not agree. They may still feel like, hey, I don't want to be social. I don't want to be a leader. Being a leader is too much for me. And that's okay, because my goal is not to have everyone, see things the way I do. But my main goal is to basically explain to them that the importance of these skills that I'm trying to teach them. So, like I said, I will be giving lots of praise, lots of reinforcement, lots of one-to-one attention when needed, with whatever group that needs it. And I'm just here to basically be a support. So that is my a piece of my 1 hour lesson that I will be, teaching to my class, my social skills class. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate all you guys, and I'll see you later.